Hey everyone, hope you're doing well and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to teach you how to draw Pascal's triangle. So the context for this video is that I thought it would be handy to have a separate video just to teach you how to draw Pascal's triangle in case you weren't sure how to do it. And if you've not heard of Pascal's triangle, the context I was using it in the previous video was for a binomial theorem sort of expansion example. I'll link that down below. So it's not out yet, but it should be out by the time this comes out. And we basically used it because we had a few n choose r values, and it was easier in our case using Pascal's triangle to find the values of those n choose r's. So here's n choose r, I'll pop up a visual of that. And instead of using that formula on screen or using a calculator like I mentioned in the other video, you can just use Pascal's triangle. And I'll draw the triangle and then I'll give you some context a little bit after for how it relates to n choose r, but for this video I'm mainly just focusing on drawing Pascal's triangle. Okay, so now I've cleared that up, I'm going to start drawing Pascal's triangle, and the first thing you're going to want to do, I would say, is just start with a 1. So you have a 1 up here, okay, so that's my 1. Now once you get started, I think it's a lot easier. I think the hardest part is the first couple of rows. So the next row is 1 and 1. So I would say start with a 1, and then you can think about it like in two different ways. So I've heard someone else say, imagine you have an imaginary 0 here and an imaginary 0 here. Well, the two numbers kind of diagonally above add to make the next number. So you'd have a 0 and a 1, and that'll make the 1 here, and that'll make the 1 here. Now, these aren't actually part of the triangle, but that's what I've heard people say to help understand why the 1s are on the outside. I would also say you can just tell yourself, well, there's always going to be a 1 running along the outside, okay? And the middle numbers, these obviously get a lot bigger, so these are a lot more interesting. So 1 add 1 is 2. Then you've got a 1 on the outside, 1 on the outside. So you can see you've got, and this is actually called row 0, but I'll explain that in a second. So you've got 1 number, then you've got 2, then you've got 3, then you'll have 4. And again, you take these two numbers diagonally sort of above each other and add them. So this will give you a 3. This will give you a 3, and you have a 1 on the outside. Now you can do the same again. You have a 6, then 3 and a 1 is 4. 4, 1, 1. And again, it gets quite big quite quickly. So now suddenly we've got that should be a 10. 10, what's that? 5, 1, 5, 1. Okay, so that's how you draw it. Hopefully that all makes sense so far. So again, you're starting with the 1, okay, and then you're either saying, well, you always have a 1 on the outside, or you're pretending there are zeros, next to those 1s, okay? So hopefully not to be too confusing, so I want to get rid of these. This is not the first row. This counts as row 0. This is row 1, this is row 2, this is row 3, this is row 4, and this is row 5. And depending on what n value you have for n choose r, that will determine what row you choose. So I'll pop it up again. You can see the n and the r. Let's say, your n is equal to 3. So you'd use row 3. And this is row 0, 1, 2, 3, okay? So that's the row. That's terribly drawn, so I apologize. But so let's say n is 3. So you might be working with 3, 0, 3, 1, 3, 2. And again, this video is more just about drawing the triangle, but I wanted to give some context. So that's a 3, 0, 3, 1, 3, 3, and 3, 3. Sorry for the terrible drawing. So these values will be equal to the third row. So 1, 3, 3, 1, okay? And then that's how you can quickly work out these values instead of using that more complicated formula I showed you earlier. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully it was clear. I understand if you've not been aware of this before, it might not make sense, the context as much, but at least you know how to draw it. And if you do know the context, I hope you've learned how to draw it now. Hopefully it makes sense. Let me know if you have comments or questions, and I'll try and get back to you in the comment section. And yeah, thank you for watching, and best of luck with all your maths.